Ever since I began making Hidden Gems, one thing I've always enjoyed is getting the opportunity to discover various amazing games that I and likely some of you have never heard of before. The most recent example I've found within the last few weeks is the topic of today's video, the underrated indie game One Step from Eden. Hello and welcome to the Absolute Gamecast. Today on Hidden Gems I'll be discussing One Step from Eden, a criminally underrated roguelike game I just recently discovered for the first time. One Step from Eden is an indie roguelike deck builder game developed by Thomas Moon Kang and published by Humble Games. The game was released back on March 26, 2020 on PC and consoles, 4 years ago. Yikes. The entire game was developed by Thomas himself, who left his job as a UI and UX designer to develop the game with at the time limited coding experience and a little help with art and composition. This video will not contain any story spoilers and will not really serve as a proper guide, mostly just covering the finer details of the design aspects of the game. In the game, your character of choice embarks on a journey across a series of 8 post-apocalyptic worlds full of different zones, enemies to fight, and people to save on the way to the magical land of Eden, collecting new artifacts and spells after you clear each level. Battle stages primarily consist of a grid-based fight system inspired by the Mega Man Battle Network series. When enemies use attacks, warning signs usually appear on the tile they target, and if you happen to be on that tile, each character starts with various kits, equipment, and battle strategies that work in many different ways, allowing you to pick the character that best fits your playstyle. At any point during your run, if you die, you have to start over from World 1, along with losing all of the items you collected, and personally speaking, I've died a lot. At the end of each world, you fight bosses, and with the game featuring a mercy system, once they're defeated, you can either kill or spare them. Sparing them results in them appearing occasionally throughout your adventure to give you various temporary boosts or power-ups to help you on your current run. Any boss spared starting from World 4 and onward will be recruited and then become playable in future runs. The gameplay of the game is really fun, it's really fast-paced, and while that can sometimes feel a bit chaotic, I feel like that just adds to the thrill of playing it. The game is also pretty challenging, but I've personally found the difficulty adds a lot to the fun. While I've currently yet to beat the game myself, I plan to keep trying, and hopefully I can beat it eventually. The story is relatively simple. As mentioned earlier, the characters find themselves in a post-apocalyptic world and want to make their way to the magical land of Eden, where they hope to help better their world for themselves or for others around them. Seeing you as a threat to their lives and goals, the bosses fight you to protect their future. Depending on how many people you save and bosses you spare, you can get one of 3 endings: pacifist, neutral, or the genocide ending if you're a monster. At the time of writing this script, I personally haven't seen any of the endings, but overall I feel like the game's simple storytelling is well done, as it helps to keep the game's pace going throughout your whole attempt without stopping to dump exposition on you. Moving into my final thoughts, I really enjoyed the game, and I'm glad I discovered it. I might have been 4 years late, but better late than never, I guess. If you haven't had a chance to yet, and you have the $20, I definitely recommend checking the game out for yourself. There's also a new fighting game entry in the series that was released this year on Steam. I haven't had a chance to play yet, but if you're interested, you can always check it out as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Not gonna force you, do what you want. Thanks for tuning in, and that's the video. Bye.